Why are Russia and Ukraine in conflict today? To understand, we have to look back at history. This story is about identity, power, and independence, and it goes back a long way. Ukraine and Russia share deep roots. Both trace their history to a medieval kingdom called Kievan Rus, centered in today's Kiev. Over time, however, Ukraine's lands were divided and ruled by different empires: Polish, Lithuanian, Austrian, and Russian. By the 1700s and 1800s, most of Ukraine was under the Russian Empire. Ukrainians had their own language and culture, but Russian rulers tried to suppress it. Still, a strong sense of Ukrainian identity survived. After World War I, Ukraine briefly became independent. But in the early 1920s, the Soviet Union absorbed Ukraine as one of its republics. Under Soviet rule, life was harsh. One of the darkest chapters came in the 1930s, when a man-made famine called the Holodomor killed millions of Ukrainians. Many remember it as an attempt by Joseph Stalin to crush Ukrainian resistance. During World War II, Ukraine again suffered terribly. The Nazis invaded and millions more Ukrainians died. After the war, Ukraine remained part of the Soviet Union, but the memory of independence and the desire for freedom never fully disappeared. Fast forward to the late 1980s. The Soviet Union was weakening. In 1991, it collapsed. Ukraine declared independence, and for the first time in centuries, it became a sovereign nation. But independence did not end the story. Ukraine had to build a new government and economy, and it sat in a tough neighborhood right next to Russia. Russia, meanwhile, still saw Ukraine as part of its sphere of influence, a country it did not want to lose to the West. Here's where another tension begins. Many Ukrainians wanted closer ties with Europe and the European Union. Others leaned toward Russia. This split created political struggles inside Ukraine. In 2014, everything changed. Ukraine's pro-Russian president, Viktor Yanukovych, backed away from a deal with the European Union. Massive protests erupted in Kiev, known as the Maidan Revolution. Yanukovych fled, and a new pro-Western government took over. Russia responded with force. It annexed Crimea, a region of Ukraine with a Russian-speaking majority and a strategic port. This was condemned by most of the world. At the same time, armed groups in eastern Ukraine, supported by Russia, started a war in the Donbass region. The conflict dragged on for years, leaving thousands dead and millions displaced. Then, in February 2022, Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Cities were bombed, millions fled as refugees, and Ukraine's independence was once again under threat. The war shocked the world, leading to massive Western support for Ukraine and heavy sanctions against Russia. So why does this conflict matter so much? For Russia, Ukraine is more than just a neighbor. It's a country with cultural, historical, and strategic importance. For Ukraine, this is about survival, about protecting its independence, about democracy, and about the future. The conflict is also about bigger global questions. Should countries be free to choose their own path? Can borders be changed by force? How far will the world go to defend those principles? The Russia-Ukraine conflict didn't appear out of nowhere. It's built on centuries of shared history, painful memories, and competing visions of the future. And today, it remains one of the most dangerous and important struggles in the world. The story isn't finished. Each day, new chapters are written on the battlefields, in government halls, and in the lives of ordinary people. The question is, how will it end? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.